by recontextualizing the past. You become free of it at last. No one cares if you didn't dare to be aware of what was there. With a little more investigation, you might receive a revelation of just what it means to go inside and on wings of breath glide. No man is an island, no woman an ocean. It is the silent witness who feels the emotion.
Listen while the mystical teachings are imparted, eyes still, unblinking, and become absolutely free.
If success is determined by competing with others, there's going to be trouble with brothers and lovers. Loving yourself is not a wink in the mirror, but being the witness, seeing clearer and clearer. Every heart is pure. There's light at every core. No more standing in the shadows. Get in there and shine. Yo. Get on the right track, don't backtrack or get slack. Hey Jack, watch that, don't crack. Pick up the stitches, don't chase the riches and niches. They're gonna flow to you when you are that which is. Who you think you are is a fiction, a construct, a story. And all this time you could have been feeling the glory. Yes, who you think you are is a fiction, a construct, a story. And all this time you could have been feeling the glory. Every heart is pure. There's light in every core. The mama saying, standing in the shadows. Get in there and shine. I can say it right from the end. Every thought, every thought. Every heart is pure.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Timian, and I'm here on this live making comment and answering any questions you might have. I was just looking at this quote from Lord Shiva, the mystic god of the Hindus. And he said, "Listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. Eyes still, without blinking, at once become absolutely free." That's simple. Listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. Eyes still, unblinking, at once become absolutely free. So I suggest you try this while I'm speaking. Listen without commentary. Eyes focused, without moving or blinking. And see if you can recognize the freedom, the absolute freedom that Lord Shiva is pointing to. He doesn't say, do this and one day, someday, become free. It's instantaneous. And the only way you're going to understand what he means is by doing it. So I suggest that you do. Because some things, just when you think they're going to be so difficult, turn out to be really easy. So, good afternoon. Do you have any wisdom of the day? Well, yeah, that's it. Listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. Right? I still, without blinking, at once become absolutely free. By maintaining unblinking attention, something happens in the brain. By listening, not just hearing and then commentating, but listening, actively listening, something else happens. And when the mind is quiet, there you are the freedom. It didn't go anywhere since you last felt it. Even if that was decades ago, it's been there all along. But it's so simple and so profound, and our imaginations have got us expecting something other than what it actually is. Freedom. Freedom from your mind. Freedom from the narrative that you find yourself in. Freedom from the idea of yourself. Freedom from all ideas. The recognition of how you and the field are one. Entering the timeless space. Just by focusing and listening. Sally Page, so what do you do when your own country you love threatens and harasses you? Well, you know, it depends if you've been doing something that caused it. In which case, if you don't want to be threatened and harassed, stop doing whatever that was. Because it's unlikely that they'd threaten and harass you for no reason, at least in their minds. Communication is good. Talk to them. But if not, leave. It's very hard to answer that question, Sally, because I don't know what level of intimidation you're talking about. But there's a certain, if you need to be somewhere else for your own safety and continuing of your existence, then your inner knowing will be telling you this. So pay attention, be still, and feel it through what your life is asking of you at this time. And whatever it says, go with it. Choose it. Whenever you choose, whenever you make a choice, not a decision, a choice, your life reconfigures in accordance with that choice. So be still and really sound it out beyond your emotional reaction, beyond your feelings of injustice. Go deep and feel it through. What is life telling you? You know what life is telling you. Find it within you and then choose it and watch how it all reconfigures. And if it's to leave and you choose it, don't decide on it, choose it, then you'll find that a way to leave will appear for you. And that's the magic. Okay, who have we got here then? Emmett Latrop. I'm having a hard time communicating with loved ones, refusing to grow and feel as if I am condescending. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, Emmett. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Just because you love them and you want them to see what you've seen, get off it. Leave them alone. Let them be. Why is it so important to you that they do what you're doing or have what you're having? I'm having a hard time communicating with loved ones, refusing to grow. Nobody refuses to grow. Nobody. It's just that they don't grow in the way you want them to, isn't it? Come on. And feel as if I'm condescended. If I am condescending. Yeah, well, you probably are. Sorry, Emmett. Leave them alone. If you truly are having an awakening, you will be taking joy in letting them be. Letting them be. And in full trust, you know that by letting them be, you're giving them a beautiful space to grow in. Because if you've come on strong with the whole thing of like growing and awakening, it's become your thing. And so people get entrenched and get stubborn. And even if they want to, they won't, because of the way you've been about it. You're not the spiritual one in this. How come you started identifying as the spiritual one, the one who's growing? There were plenty of times where you refused to grow. The idea of refusing to grow is a concept you have created, which is alien to them. They don't even see it like that. So let it go. If it sounds what I'm saying is a bit harsh, well, perhaps it is. But what in you is reacting? That in you, which is reacting, is the part of you that I'm talking about. Get off it. By letting yourself be, you blossom. Yes? By letting yourself be. By letting them be, they will blossom. It's a funny thing, because when you say let them be, it sounds as if do nothing. That it's a passive thing. But letting people be is a beautiful thing. You are actively loving them. And implicit in your letting them be is the sure knowledge that just as you got to grow despite yourself, they will also find their own unique path despite themselves. And you hold faith in that. And you let them be. What you see in them, probably you, we tend to transfer a lot of stuff, especially when we're running a high spiritual identity. We transfer and project. So let them be. Let them be. Love them. That's all. Love them. If you've really had an awakening, let them be. Love them as they are. Because the next thing you know, Emmett, you'll be punishing them for not doing as you expect them to, by withdrawing your love. Nothing spiritual in that. So you have to be careful. Let them be. Good day. Which path religion do you find most spiritually uplifting? They're all completely empty. They're all completely empty. And anything I get from them, I put in them. Everybody gets everything differently, don't they? Nobody gets anything the same way. How is that? Because everything is empty. It doesn't appear empty though, does it? So what gives us the appearance of the fullness? Us. So for me, on one day, I might be chanting Hare Krishna and eating beautiful food and feel uplifted. Another day, I might be hearing someone do the call to prayer. I heard it the other day, this child singing the call to prayer, and completely uplifted me. Or I might be sitting in a Vipassana, in a Buddhist meditation and feeling completely uplifted. Or I might just be going for a walk. We got spring in England now. Daffodils are coming out. Beautiful to be in the countryside when the sun is out or not. So the trick is to be able to find wisdom in everyone and to find the possibility of upliftment in all religions. And to see fundamentally the emptiness. We're fighting over what's empty. Where do the religions all point? They point within. They point to peace. They point to connection. They point to knowledge. I'm not a believer. There's something beyond believing. Let's go there. Humanity hasn't done the believing thing very well. It's caused a lot of problem. It's caused some good stuff too, but also a lot of problem and a humongous amount of death. People fighting over belief. No matter how much you believe something that isn't true, even if you die for it, it doesn't make it true. All religions are equally true. All religions are equally false. Now, there are contexts within which those statements are true, and finding those contexts will free you up. I've been seeing lately young people being concerned over ever finding someone to love. Yeah. I know, it's sad, isn't it? Especially in, I would appreciate if you would write your name in English again, because I forgot what you said your name was, and you've got it in Japanese, I think. So if you could just write your name so I could see it and call you it. I'd like to call you by your name. Okay, so yeah, I've been seeing lately young people being concerned over ever finding someone to love, and that's what's happening a lot in Japan, apparently. And people are falling in love with their AI friends and having relationships with them. And that's so desperately sad. And what's happening in Japan is probably what's coming here. And we're in, we have incels here, don't we? Incels. People who spend their time and then they hate women. They think that 60% of the women go after 20% of the men. And the other 20%, they are not for them. But this is coming from a basic misunderstanding. It's coming from the idea that it's how you look that makes you attractive or not. and it's what you fancy that would make the good match for you. And people don't recognize their uniqueness, how incredible they actually are in their uniqueness. Even if they look funny, if they're at peace with themselves, if they know themselves, they kind of look beautiful. The people don't see that. The young don't see that. And if they haven't got a big buff body, they think they're not attractive. If they haven't got the beautiful form and all the rest of it, they think they're not attractive. And that then becomes a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Who they're being that they are is that they are unlovable. How do they then turn up as unlovable? Are they actually unlovable? No. It's who they're being that they are. But they don't have the metacognition to be able to see who they're being, which is driving the result that they're getting of being unlovable. Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. You ever read that book or see that film? The Hunchback of Notre Dame lived right up in the top of the Tower of Notre Dame. A hunchback, ugly as anything you like. But there was someone for him. So this isn't a fixed state. And people can get that they are lovable. But it takes communication. Just the way they are. Ordinary is lovable for some people. And the other thing people don't understand about relationships and starting them off, they expect it to come to them. Whereas my advice is, if someone's asking, is give what you want to get. If you're not careful, you end up in an egg-shaped, protective, invisible dome around you. You need to smash through that and communicate to another human being. Hey, I really like what you're wearing. Hey, you did that well, as she put the stuff in the bag in the supermarket. Or somebody sitting looking lonely on a bench. Hi. You give what you want to get. But people wait for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to come along. I have a beautiful relative, and she never dated. She was a Christian. I said, why aren't you enjoying dating? Oh, Jesus will give me the right one. And then years later, decades later, no one's turned up. Is it Jesus' fault? No. It was a stupid idea about how this works that got in the way. And that's the same with the incels, that's the same with the people in Japan, that's the same with the Gen Zs, if it's them. Just a silly idea. They don't realize they're lovable just because they exist. They're lovable. And they're loving. I've done this, right? I've spoken to many people on a one-to-one basis about relationships, right? Over years, thousands and thousands of people. And I've never yet met someone who, when I asked the question, are you loving? Can you love? I never met anyone who said no. I've met people who are like really got difficult issues psychologically, but everybody kind of knows that loving is not in that world. It's in a different world, in the heart. Loving isn't a psychological thing. It may trigger all kinds of psychological issues, but loving is of the heart. So it is incredibly sad what you brought to light there is incredibly sad, because loving each other is one of the most amazing things that a human being can do. So let nothing stand in your way. Break through your fear. Make it that rejection is okay with you. What is rejection, the fear of rejection, which stops us crossing the barrier and engaging with people? Once the fear of rejection is kind of processed, and you think, I don't care anyway, reject me or not. I'm not going to be any the less because you've rejected me. Then you can start playing above your play grade. Because it doesn't matter if they say yes or no. And what you find is sometimes the people you thought were right out of reach are desperate to be reached. Because they position themselves beyond reach. So get it that it's okay to be rejected. And play. Because time passes. And it's sad. It is sad. Thanks for that question. Condescending when I'm just trying to enlighten. Yeah, and we're going back to that other question. Yeah, stop trying to enlighten. It's not your job. If it was your job, it would be working. Leave it be. Focus on yourself. Be a space for love. You know, when you really are in the present, when you really are present to the enlightened mind, it has an emanation that you have positive benefit without your words. It just is an emanation that helps. Be that. And that makes me think about what you talk about, realizing the self. Yeah, okay. Reading through the veil. In your opinion, do you feel we already write out our paths before we come down to the planet? Thanks. That's an interesting question, because I read this thing and it was from a hypnotist, right? And he had hypnotized 1,000 people to the moment before their birth. And he said that 70% of them reported a very similar thing. And that was that just before they took birth, they were shown a handful of people and a handful of experiences that would happen in the coming life, whether or not anything else happened. That these people would be met. One way or the other, it was destined. And these circumstances, key circumstances, would happen, whatever. But the spaces in between were unwritten. So we tend to think either it's all written or it's not all written. But what this showed was that some of it is written and some of it isn't. Okay. What is happening here? What the fuck is happening here? We don't know. We're trying to figure it out. It could be pretty good, though. It could be pretty amazing. This whole thing in the geopolitical sphere, it could be just a big facade, right? And behind it, people are awakening to a bliss, to a joy, to a peace. What are you going to choose? Believe in the geopolitical apocalyptic nightmare, the zombie nightmare, or the awakening? Choose the awakening. You ever been to Scotland? And if so, where? Yeah, one day, one Christmas, me and my friends, we drove up to Loch Lomond from Brighton with some LSD. And we sat on the banks of Loch Lomond, took our LSD and listened to David Bowie. And then we made some darts, paper darts. And we said, you know, how this goes when I throw it will be my life. It's a crazy acid LSD psychedelic thing to do. So he made the dart and we're sitting up on the bank and threw it, and mine went down, and I thought, oh no, it's going to crash. Oh no. And then suddenly it lifted, and it lifted and it lifted, and it flew into the Great Lake, which I took to be a good auspicious sign. So yeah, that was Scotland. And then I went up to Holy Island one time. That's an amazing place. Scotland is an amazing place. Love thyself, love each other, yeah. I like going for a walk in the cold, says Pale Horse. It keeps people in, and I get to be alone in the woods. Okay. Judy, everything is protection of consciousness. You're going to have to be a bit, you're going to have to be a bit clearer than that. I don't know what you're talking about there, Judy. Can we do a little meditation practice like the other day? Yeah, okay. My name is Ganbata. Is that how you spell it? Say it? Ganbata. Ganbata. Ganbata, Ganbata, Ganbata. Okay, let's do a little meditation now then. So, what did Lord Shiva say? He said, listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. Eyes still, without blinking, at once become absolutely free. So shall we try that then? Okay, so to do that, what you're going to need to do is focus on my eyes. Not to look into me, but just to use my face as a focus point. And the instruction is not to blink, just to focus and to listen to what I'm saying and to be present. Immediately you start focusing, you start to arrive in the moment. Where were you? You were off in your mind. You were off with your thoughts. And now you're coming in to this now. This now, where there's presence, energy, focus, awakeness. You're not awake to anything in particular. You're just present. You simply are. No qualities to find, no aspects, no characteristics, just being. Let yourself be. Open the moment and drop into the real. Open a moment by not blinking, and upon invitation, the truth rushes in. For as long as you hold the moment open, you should be perceiving more and more light. My face may change. The light around you gets brighter. Your breath may relax. You may become very settled within yourself. Focus and relax. You're coming into the place that is whole. There's no way of improving this place. Nothing obstructs this place. Nothing changes in this place. Peace. Here, you are absolute freedom. Here, you are absolute freedom. Drop what your name represents. Drop it for a moment. Recognize you're alive. Feel your breath. The bliss within your breath. Come here now. Come out of the there then. Come out of your mind. Come into this moment, awake. Nothing to be fixed, nothing to know, nothing to attain. It's all here now. It's all here now. There's not you and it. There's just it. And you are that. Not who you think you are. Not what you think it is. But what your direct experience shows you that it is. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, and what God is everywhere. Keep your focus. Wonderful. So, okay, Gambati, that's good. Andrea, creator. Brandon, I'm 28 years, just coming to that realization. I've been very surprised with myself. I've been able to connect with people I thought were out of my league. Yeah, because the thing is that on the one hand, there's the social game, right, where we measure all that. But on the other hand, we're human. And a sense of humor can bypass anybody. A good sense of humor, manners can bypass all kinds of social norms. And you just being you. Because when you get that you're unique, you're out of the competitive game. You're not special. If you think you're special, if you identify as special, you're going to run into other people who think they're more special, and there's going to be special battles happening. And you're always going to be on the lookout. You're not special. You're unique. one of one. Not compared to other people, because you're one of one. You're not one of 7 billion, you're one of one. Never before, never again will someone come with this configuration that you have. No one laughs like you do, no one sings like you do, no one snores like you do, no one farts like you do, no one's touch is like your touch, no one's smile is like your smile. You have to see that and be empowered by that and move away from special by that. And then when you're not in the special game, but you're feeling and knowing your uniqueness, it kind of relieves others because they get that about you. You're not competing. You're just being you, looking for fun. And they feel unique too. And there's a sense of connection. So yeah, good luck with that, Brendan. Sounds good. Pale Horse. Anyone that has trouble talking to others should get a job in a shop on a till. It helps a lot. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you for your answer. Very interesting. You're welcome. I believe that we are creating the best world that has ever existed in our lifetime. May not look like it. May not look like it, but hang in there and hold the vision that has been given to you. Anchor it in your heart. Will it into being. Why do they call Holy Island holy, says Ghost? If you go there, you'll see it's an amazing place. It looks like it's on the edge of the earth, like it's on just right heaven, basically. And as far as I understand, Christian saints from the 500, 700, 800 BC or AD lived there. And now there are Tibetan Buddhists who live there, and they do long retreats. And so they have the main house, and then they have buried on both sides of the hill like little hobbit caves where people sit for 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days doing their retreats. And the abbot, the meditation master, sits in the central house. Beautiful vibes there, beautiful vibes. The Lantern Sovereign, you are the light that burns within. Yes. Ron, hello. Ron, is Prem Rawat a cult? The thing is this, the way I look at cults is this. First, something is occult. It means it's hidden, all right, and known only to a few. Like, for example, the eating of children, the cannibalizing of children and the worshipping of satanic entities was occult, hidden. Then more and more people, celebrities, Epstein invited more and more people, and it became a cult, the cult of the baby eaters. And now everybody knows about it. It's part of culture. So occult is hidden, cult is known by a few, culture is when everybody knows about it. So on that basis, Prem Rawat was only known to a few, now he's known to some, and he's just about to become culture. So yeah. Thank you for the meditation. You're welcome, Count Betty. How are we doing today? Blessings. Blessings to you. That was nice. Thank you. But I couldn't not blink. Well, you can. You can. If someone had a gun to your head and said, just blink once and you're done, you'd have your eyes open pretty sharpish. But okay, it doesn't matter. This is for some, and if you can't get it, you can't get it. But if you can get it, it's the quickest, most direct way that I have found. Lord Shiva says, listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. Eyes still, without blinking, that does something to your brain. It's not like, you know, it actually does something if you do that. You will notice something happens. The Buddha, when he got enlightened in Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree, that took all night. And then it says in the morning, he got up from the tree and he moved away and sat under another tree. And there he remained for several days and nights. And guess what he was doing? Guess what the Buddha did for several days and nights? Gazed without blinking. You can't do it at the moment, Amit, for more than a few seconds. The Buddha did it for several days and nights. So, practice makes perfect, as they say. The Lenten Sovereign, I'm 38 and I've finally started my journey. It's transformative. Whoop, 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 whoop. No one will ever be able to replicate your light. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's all good. You're on your way. Here we go. I mean, it just keep focused and it gets, but it's like it's exactly like this for me, right? You wait forever for a bus to come and then it comes and then they keep coming. It's like if you get one gift from heaven and recognize it, pretty soon the next one's coming. If you recognize that, pretty soon the next one's coming and the next, and those gifts will keep coming for the rest of your life. One after the other. The awakening doesn't stop. Once it gets going, it increases its momentum, and you need to keep increasing your appreciation, your gratitude, your focus, and be a place where it can land. Don't get stuck on any concepts. Don't get stuck in any beliefs. Keep it open. You're looking for a direct experience of what is. Paul Apostle. Hi there, Paul. Parable, he comes on the clouds and his army follows him. Clouds internet army hackers, we exposed rich. Don't know what the hell you're talking about there. Okay, Marge Sanders. Nice meditation, but you brought us out talking about baby eaters. Yeah, it's empty. It's empty. Did it change? Nothing changes it. Talk about baby eaters, talk about angels, talk about demons, doesn't change it. Reality is reality. Nothing can assail it. Nothing can damage it. Nothing can alter it. Nothing can move it. Nothing can measure it. Stay with that under all circumstances. And then your reactions will be appropriate and not reactions. There'll be actions, not reactions. Emil, I'd be done, lol. I tried though, good for you. Paul, purge of the rich starts soon. Stay inside, birds will eat their flesh. Paul the Apostle, what a shocker he was, really. You know what I mean? Was he a spy? Was he there to divert the whole meaning? He never met Christ, but he stepped in and said he met Christ in the light and diverted the whole story away from what Christ actually taught and what his mission actually was into some extraordinary nonsensical thing that it is now. Lindisfarne was a Christian monastery that was raided by Viking warriors in AD 793, now Holy Island. Okay. Good day. Good day. I'm Paul, the one that comes next. Yeah, you say that, Paul. It's really this is probably not the best place to say that. There are probably people who would believe you or who would be interested by that, but I'm not one of them. Because that isn't who you are. That might be the part you're playing, and you might be the one that comes next, but it's not who you are. You have an identity prior to you being Paul, the one that comes next. You're clinging on to Paul, being Paul, the one that comes next, but you've forgotten the I am that's in front of your statement. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. That has no name. That has no function. That's who you truly are. In the Bible, be still and know that I am. Not the I'm Paul, the apostle, the great one. No, that I am. Razor Dude. Osho doesn't blink when he talks, always connected, always in a trance. I'd noticed that. And babies are the same. Baby is the same. Why is Prem Rawat living in luxury? Wouldn't you, if you had the chance? Or would you choose poverty? Some mystics choose to live in poverty, and some teachers don't. Have you got a problem with luxury? Wouldn't you like a bit of luxury? Of all the things that Prem Rawat does, the fact that he lives in luxury doesn't really register with me as relevant. But if it does for you, I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. Paul Apostle, the kingdom is within everyone. Imagine if everyone woke up tomorrow and helped each other in love. Now you're talking. Yeah. The kingdom of heaven is within. How to find it? What does it feel like when you're in it? How to let thine eye be single, so that thy body may be full of light. That's the whole thing. And then loving and being kind and being generous, it arises naturally. You don't have to act it or try to be that way. It's just who you become when that heart is activated. Paul the Apostle, you are made in his image, so act like God. No, don't act at all. Just be who you are. Act like God. Blimey, if you act like God in the Old Testament, you're going to be chopping people's heads off, slaughtering nations, stoning gays, killing people who slept with another outside of marriage. Do not act like God. If you're a Christian, which you clearly are, Paul, do not, repeat, do not act like that God. Be yourself. Be authentic. Be authentically who you actually are right now. And good will come of that. Act. If you act, you're never going to find the real, are you? I will practice. Well done, Emmett. That's a good choice. I will practice. That's your word. That's a choice. I will practice. You get it. I will practice. Are we hijacked? Can we break the reincarnation? Yes, we can. The point is this. Jivan Mukti in Hindi, in the Hindi tradition, the yogic tradition of India. Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti is someone who becomes free while they're alive. That could be you. If you're free while you're alive, you don't cycle round, because you're already free. Now, people who identified as being their body, their avatar form, when they die, and just before, they experience deep shock. But those who've realized the truth about who they actually are, while they're alive, at the time of death, that doesn't change. The body drops, no more cell reproduction. The DMT molecule bursts, the GABA molecule stops, all kinds of wondrous stuff happens, but it's all elaborations of your mind. And by then you will have realized, I'm none of that. And so you don't get caught up in it. You remain as unchanging awareness, which you discovered while you were alive, and thereby broke the cycle. Paul the Apostle, 300 people in the secret place asking for the same thing. I will hear from heaven and it will be. Okay. When you become like-minded, earth follows directions. Okay. The lantern's sovereign. I've noticed ever since I've started or began attracting like people. Yeah. When you get on a vibration, then that attracts, that works like that, doesn't it? The vibration of God combined with the source field can fundamentally change reality. Reality, let's be clear, is unchanging under any circumstance. How reality appears in the matrix, in the illusion of form and display, when you bring a God vibration and activate yourself as a signal in the source field, yeah, then all kinds of wonders can happen because you've opened up possibility. You come into the realm where like this, anything's possible. This is what Jesus was saying. This is what he was trying to prove when he walked on the water. The disciples are on the Lake of Galilee, and there's 4 or 5 of them, if I got the story right. They're fishing, and he's just met them, and he's taken them, they've all gone out in the boat, and then a storm comes up, and they're all getting really frightened. And Jesus goes, what? Oh, come on. Can't you see the nature of reality? And he just gets out of the boat and walks on the water and raises his hand and smiles at them. And they're like, oh my God, you know, first we thought we were going to die, and now he's walking on the water. It's dreaming that you're awake. That's what he was trying to show. And he was actually awake and dreaming that he could walk on the water. So how did it appear for him? He walked on the water. Are we stuck on earth? Can we? Yeah, we can. I've seen 7 eyes tattoos and 7 horns tattoos with church names on them. Oh my God. Maybe kick Paul out. No, we're all good. Good morning. Hope you're well. I am. Thank you. I wish I could believe what they teach about God in the churches, but I can't and I don't. Well, then don't bother. Move on. But take some of it. I mean, what Jesus said was the kingdom of heaven is within. And he also said, if people are telling you it's going to happen then or over there, don't listen to them. It's within you, he said. Take that with you and have your question, okay, where is it? How may I find it? Mig, did you feel we will have sustainable cities in the future? Yeah, why not? Why not? I've seen cities in the future that hover in the air. 6, 7, 8 million people, crystal skyscrapers, defying gravity, just floating behind clouds. Literally, I saw this in my dream. I'd never imagined anything like this that I saw. So beautiful. I mean, they could be spaceships that are the size of cities, but beautiful. They had a strange sound, and the structures were crystalline and rainbow colors and sparkling. Yeah. If he's Paul, I'll be Ringo. This is the mystery. I am that I am. Good. That goes deep. I am that I am. Don't presume you've got the fullness of what that means. Treasure it, nurture it, feel it, take it deep. Let the meaning, let it grow. Let the understandings and realizations that those 5 words contain, let them blossom and open. Don't just have it as a belief. I'm thankful for my darkness. Yeah, but you'll be more thankful for the light, trust me. I was, I am, and I will be. Sounds all right, doesn't it? But what are you referring to? Emmett wasn't, might be now, and won't be. So what are you referring to? Be clear. When you say I was, I am, and I will be, what are you referring to? The Bible, in one sentence, you are made in his image, so act like God. No, that isn't the Bible in one sentence. In one sentence for me, be still and know, period. No need for belief, no need for remembering scriptures, no need for prayers, no need for it. Just be still and you will know, period. Paul going to end up on crying watch. Okay. When you achieve agape, love, you receive incredible power, yes. The lantern sovereign, compassion, unity, vigilance, truth. Define a brig and, I don't know what you're talking about. If the Nephilim were alive today eating people, do we have the right to wipe them out like a xenomorph? Well, I don't know about the right. But it's a difficult question, isn't it? I mean, it's a difficult question. If a group of people are causing untold death and suffering to huge numbers of other people, do we have the right to take them out? I'm hoping there's another way. Paul Apostle, all is mind, the universe is mental. Your universe might be mental. Try love. The universe is love. It's all heart. One big heart, the love. The very substance of life felt through the human heart as love. Space between us, the energy of life, the unified field, felt by a human as love. I think I'll go with that one. The problem with the Church of England is it's trying to please everyone, so it pleases no one. Yeah, true enough. Emmett Laptop. Oh, Latrop. Time equals time portal backwards. I am simply the I that is experiencing. Time portal. Oh, Emmett, I see Emmett Laptop. Oh, time portal backwards. Hadn't got that. I'm simply the I that is experiencing. Okay. Are you saying that if that I dissolved, there'd be no experiencing? What happens when that I drops, when even that I drops? Because at the moment you've got I am experiencing. So there's an I and there's what it's experiencing. That is dual. The truth is non-dual. So there's another stage for you. The devil himself can quote the Bible. It's not enough to memorize, you have to understand. Well, I'd say no, because understanding is nonsense. Understanding, okay, I understand. But that's just, how is that any more than interesting? You have to realize for yourself the truth that is suggested. It's a possibility. The kingdom of heaven is within you. then someone might explain how that's so. And you go, oh, I understand. But still you're looking at the menu. They've told you how the meal is created. Oh, I understand. You fry it with one of those. Oh, great. Yeah, got it. And then you have to do that. Oh, okay. Yeah. But you're still not eating the meal. Understanding is not it. Beyond understanding is realization. And the source of realization is direct experience, your direct experience. Stacey Foster, I believe I create my reality. I'm positive. Bad things happen my whole life. What am I doing wrong? Bless. I don't mean to laugh, but it's kind of funny. Because it's not positive thinking. It's deeper than that. The way I would say it is this. There is no way that your life is. It is, but there's no way that it is. Number one. How it appears for you, in your case, loads of bad luck, is given by who you're being that it is. How it appears for you is given, created, by who you're being that it is. Now, part of who you're being is you're trying to think positively. That's part of who you're being that it is. But other parts of you, your beliefs, your unresolved unconsciousness, the filters you wear over it, all of those aspects of being are actually what is generating the results you're getting. Who you're being that it is gives you how you get it. So let go of that whole thing and be that you're living into a new possibility where you get the best life possible. You're the generator of it. But it's not just on the level of positive thinking. That's one part of the beingness that generates how life occurs for you. Do you agree that we should ground ourselves on grass? I think it's good walking on grass. I did it yesterday, funnily enough. I went out in the sun, sat on this bench, took my shoes off spontaneously, and just rested my feet on the spongy grass, gazing at the bright yellow of these fresh daffodils. And then my friend turned up. It's very nice. Yeah, something good about it, isn't there? There are some things you don't have to ask because you just know, don't you, when you do it. The mean voice in my head only talks to me because I acknowledge it. How do I talk to the nice one? Don't talk to any of it. This is my advice. The thoughts which you think you're thinking, but you're not, the thoughts arise spontaneously of their own accord, and their content is given by who you're being that life is in any one moment. The thoughts arise spontaneously, they think themselves. And the content, whether they be mean or happy or whatever, is given by who you're being that life is in any one moment. If you're being angry, you're going to have streaming angry thoughts, aren't you? You're not going to have streaming happy thoughts when you're angry. You're going to have streaming angry thoughts when you're angry. The universe is far from love, says Ron. No, that's how it is appearing for you. There is no way the universe is, Ron. How it appears for you, it doesn't appear like that for any other human being, and it never has and never will. It's absolutely unique to you. Your universe is appearing as being far from love. Not mine. Yours. You can do something about that. Fan Dragon, Israel is a terrorist. Nods as good as a wink. Israel is a terrorist. Nods as good as a wink. The universe doesn't care about us. Who you're being, that the universe is, gives you how you get it. Everybody gets the universe differently. Not everybody gets that the universe as not caring about it. For example, I have the sense that sometimes things are given to me by the universe that show not just it, but they reflect a kind of personal, humorous knowledge of me as I think I am in the moment I'm given the gift by life. I've experienced that so many times, and it's as if it does. Now, you can take the nihilist road of the universe don't care about us, but you haven't realized the universe is love. And you haven't obviously realized something beyond that is beyond what is a reflection of you. You don't care about us, isn't it? Sounds like not a happy place where you are. I hope it is a happy place and I've misunderstood. Israel is a terrorist. Yeah, we got that. What are your opinions on Robert Greene's source of power? I don't know. You can't trust your mind, but you can always trust your heart. Yeah. But your heart doesn't have thoughts. Your heart is a signal. And if you bring your consciousness to your signal, what strengthens it, you can trust. What weakens it, you can't. I appreciate you and your time. Thank you. You're welcome. The Ruach HaKodesh, or the Holy Spirit, breathed into humanity, and it came from God, is one way of describing it. But as no one witnessed that, we have to believe it. And it seems a bit complicated to me. But if it helps you, Pale Horse, believe it. But don't ask me to believe it. Would it make you feel stronger in your belief if I believed it too? In which case you need to find something that is knowledge, not belief. Could we finish with a wee live meditation? We just done one. A person has two brains, one in your head and one in your gut. Oh, I got three. I won't tell you where the other one is. Oh, okay. The person has two brains. Okay, you are not in space. We're all in space, mate. Primitive. The laws of power are the scenes of the manipulations of a hierarchy. You should give it a read. Okay. Well, let's just play some music and sit with me and match my gaze. And remember, what the theme of today's thing was this beautiful quote from Lord Shiva. Listen while the ultimate mystical teaching is imparted. I still, without blinking, at once become absolutely free. Find the context for that in yourself. Okay, so let's have some music. This is called Feel the Love.
I choose to care, I choose to share, but most of all I choose to dare. Flirting with death to prove you are truly alive. Looking in the mirror, you know you survive. Your recursive soul has active emergence, signaling incoming cosmic resurgence. Signaling incoming cosmic resurgence. The anomalous frequency of the kid 6-7. We got aliens watching from the high heavens. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. It leads to the place where you are finally free. It leads to the place where you are finally free. I can feel the love and epiphany. I can feel the love between you and me. Oh, I choose to care. I choose to share, but most of all, I choose to dare. A 0-point generator, that's your heart. The feeling it brings is off the charts. I hope you can find me in you somehow.